Hi there, everyone. It's 4 o'clock in New York. We're covering that breaking news out of Michigan, the manhunt for the parents of a 15-year-old student charged with first-degree murder in the slaying of 4 Oxford high school students. The sheriff says the FBI and U.S. Marshals are now looking for his parents, Jennifer and James Crumbly. They were scheduled to be arraigned right now. This afternoon, the prosecutor gave a rather stunning and startling press conference detailing the charges for the parents, James and Jennifer Crumbly, 4 counts each of involuntary manslaughter, 1 charge for each innocent child. Their son gunned down on Tuesday. The prosecutors emphasized the responsibility that parents and gun owners have, describing disturbing missed opportunities and warnings from the school the day of and the day before the tragic shooting. Here was just one.
On November 21st, 21, a teacher at the Oxford High School observed Ethan Crumbly searching ammunition on his cell phone during class and reported the same to school officials. Jennifer Crumbly was contacted via voicemail by school personnel regarding that son's inappropriate internet search. School personnel indicate they followed that voicemail up with an email but received no response from either parent. Thereafter, Jennifer Crumbly exchanged text messages about the incident with her son on that day, stating, quote, LOL, I'm not mad at you. You have to learn not to get caught.
Wow. Let's bring in Chuck Rosenberg, former U.S. attorney and senior FBI official, now an MSNBC contributor. Also joining us by phone, Frank Figliuzzi, former assistant director for counterintelligence at the FBI. First, Chuck Rosenberg, this took a bizarre twist in the last 30 minutes. The parents of the shooter were expected to be arraigned exactly a minute ago. They're now on the run. What is happening, and at what point would the FBI have been engaged and involved?
Sure. Well, Nicole, first of all, these parents have apparently made lots of bad decisions in raising their child. It's not surprising they would make another really bad decision by trying to run. That might work in the movies. In real life, it doesn't work. You'd have to be very savvy, very smart, probably rich, and incredibly lucky to be able to run. And so if the state authorities are looking for them, and the FBI and the U.S. Marshals Service, they're going to find them. That said, running also has other ramifications, as Frank well knows. I mean, it's indicia of guilt. And by the way, if there was ever a chance that they were going to get bond on the charges of involuntary manslaughter, that's gone. And it could also affect whatever sentence they receive at the end of the day. So bad decisions to this point, bad decisions now. Running is a terrible idea, and it works in the movies, but not in real life.
And I want to, with both you and Frank, turn to the case and this really stunning sort of stop in your tracks and watch everything you can find about it on social media press conference from the prosecutor. And I know, Chuck, you have some experience in this category, but I do want to ask one more question about a manhunt like this. Is it, and I mean, are there roadblocks? Because you're right, there are movie depictions. I mean, I'm thinking of The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. It barely worked for him, and he was really, really, really good. What does this look like right now? Would you imagine photos being distributed, low-tech and high-tech, roadblocks? What is happening in this area?
Low-tech and high-tech, Nicole. There are license plate readers. There are phone signals from phones that go to cell towers and can help track individuals. If they use a credit card or a debit card, that'll get tracked. If they have an Easy Pass or some device on their car that toll booths read, that'll get tracked. There's also logical places. Where do you look for people who run? You look at the homes of family members, aunts, nephews, grandparents, cousins. So again, this is a large, onerous undertaking by law enforcement, but in the end, I don't think it's particularly difficult. You can bet that they're looking for electronic records, they're talking to neighbors and to friends and the family, and eventually they're going to find these two. It worked for Harrison Ford in The Fugitive for a while. It's not going to work for the Crumblies.
Frank Figliuzzi, thank you very much for getting to a phone and being part of our breaking news coverage.